Yeah.
That's it. I got to post
Okay.
this. Straight in the trash.
We're gonna have a lot to do in post with Keel clipping his toenails in the background and all.
I actually did it before I joined today, so
Yeah,
you're welcome.
Okay,
I'm
that's
clipping
good.
Keel out with my
Pisses
own
me off.
voice.
That stuff pisses me off.
You don't even know about that joke, okay?
I'll voice act for Keel.
All right. So, let me switch the scene. So these start pages, I'm gonna archive these, so they're not going away. But if you want to see them later, I can bring them up. Sometimes they might contain things that are, I don't want to say plot relevant, but like imagine them like the loading screens in Skyrim. I guess is the best way to, there might be pieces of lore in these.
If you want to reach someplace higher, try pressing space.
Sometimes you can press fly on yourself. That might be a good idea. All right. So our story begins on the edge of a damp forest. A spark ignites in the air. Weak but visible, a light flashes again and begins to settle onto the moist ground. As the spark settles onto the ground, there's a brilliant flash. The light dies down, revealing a fresh crater, and inside the crater, a creature in human form, apparently unfazed by its sudden creation. A tavern on a nearby road creaks to the slow yammering of its patrons. The explosive illumination was witnessed by a few, but only met with melancholy reaction. There's another storm brewing. With any luck, it'd pass over the east. A bartender announces. Dull conversation continues at the tables. Hours later, the moon floats to its peak, and the door of the establishment is thrown open. A traveler enters the building. Each of its three optics work of their own volition amongst the frozen crowd until they agree upon an individual. With a focused view, the traveler begins a slow pace, walking up to a man of respectable size seated at a table. HK 1000. As you approach, the man stops puffing on his cigar and he looks up at you, mouth agape.
What? Is that me?
That's you. That is the name you chose for your character.
I wrote it down.
Welcome to the scene.
Hold on.
What do you do?
Doesn't even know how to react.
It's not fair. I'm going first.
Baco is, in fact, the guy whose mouth is agape.
Yeah, give me.
It's not the NPC.
He's got to practice this line on mute. I already know.
Yeah, I got to do that too.
I gotta practice my bark.
Oh my god, I'm not
Alright,
ready for that bark.
Alright, I'm ready. Okay.
Alright, you want me to reread the intro?
Yeah, I gotta get get into the zone again.
Okay, I'm gonna reread it from take it from the top. Line. Hours later, the moon floats to its peak, and the door to the establishment is thrown open. A traveler enters the building. Each of its three optics work of their own volition amongst the frozen crowd until they agree upon an individual.
Aww.
With a focused view, the traveler begins a slow pace, walking up to a man of respectable size seated at a table. HK 1000. As you approach, the man stops puffing on his cigar and looks up at you, mouth agape.
Demand, give me your clothes. I can't do it right now. I'm under pressure.
Just don't do the voice then. Just do the.
Oh yeah.
Just say the line normally. You can try the voice out again later. I'm under pressure. Literally only us three in here.
Demand.
Press 4.
Your clothes, give them to me. I hadn't practiced in like 2 minutes here.
The large man stands and looks at you in bewilderment, and then he begins laughing. Laughter erupts from all the patrons at this sleepy little tavern. He replies to you, "You forgot to say please." As the laughter dies down, he puts out his cigar on your chest, clearly not intending you to give you anything you've asked for. What do you do?
See, I feel like I'm not doing the voice right.
Just
I mean-
do your best.
It's okay, dude.
We'll
There's
get
no
better
pressure
as it
here.
go on.
All right.
As it goes
Yeah.
on.
What was the question?
He put his cigarette out on you and told you to
You forgot to
ask
say
nicely or
please.
something.
Continuation, please. I can't do it.
Roll
I did it perfectly earlier.
initiative.
You just
Wait, I
gonna
gotta.
fight it?
You son of a bitch. Oh, where was that?
Wait, I need to use my character sheet. The man pulls a quarterstaff and slams it over your shoulder. It breaks in half on impact against your armored shell. What do you do?
Well, let's see. I don't know. I wasn't planning on this. I had up until he just kind of takes everything, and that was okay. Do I really have to use my abilities, or can I just say what happens? Do you care?
I was just gonna do it. I mean, you're just fighting like commoners, so it's not like
Right.
they're gonna win or anything.
So
I just figured you would throw them through the bar and like.
Oh yeah, like HK
Beat the shit out
grabs
of
the
him.
guy by his hand or whatever, and then by the throat and tosses him through a wall.
Okay, so he sails through the air, through this wall. Another man stands up from the crowd and lunges with a knife. He misses and looks up at you in shock.
He misses.
He
rolled
stabs
two.
and misses.
Okay, whatever. Let's see. What is? Yeah, I just break his neck.
Okay, so you bring both of your arms down on his neck. You feel the bone snapping beneath the weight of your armored self. One of the patrons approaches you with another quarterstaff, a clear look of fear in his eyes. He looks around and then he quickly makes for the exit. The rest of the patrons who can still leave follow him out. What do you do?
Hold on, I got a good line. Give me a second. Oh. Statement. Do not panic. You will all die. And that's I do that.
As they're just running. Do you want to take the guy's stuff that you asked for?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So you walk.
Well, I take
back.
all the no. I block the door, and I lock it, and then
Well, you threw one guy outside, so.
Yeah. So if anybody running by me, I'm just like putting through the floor.
Okay, so you catch a few of them on the way out. Most of them do make it out of the exit as they were far enough, like close enough towards the door already to run. So you're standing in this bar. There's a hole in the wall where you threw a guy through. There's one guy unconscious on the floor. Knife dropped nearby. A few more patrons are lying over tables, chairs. Furniture is broken.
HK 1000 takes all the weapons laying on the floor, all the swords, and then he converts one of his hands into a welder and solders them all into one big sword because it's more efficient to use more weapons.
So you go around this bar, you pick up daggers, swords, common implements,
Yeah,
all of them.
You ever see the Game of Thrones chair? It looks like that, but in sword form.
You admire your handiwork, and I'm just imagining you heft this thing. It's obviously extremely heavy.
Oh yeah,
The blades are at sort of random angles, and I'm
What
just
is the
imagining
cross
you.
section that you use to like guard your hand? It's just two daggers sticking out.
Just imagining you thinking like, yes, I need more swords.
And then I pick up some javelins too, made out of regular stuff.
One thing you
Rocco in the
find
bar.
as you're going around this bar picking up this stuff, and after you fuse your swords together, you reach into the man's pocket looking for any more daggers or loose metal that you can fuse onto this amalgamation. And in the man's pocket, you find a note. The note is a job offer from a man named Faust. And by the looks of things, it might be exactly what you've been seeking. There's a meeting happening. It's in Babylon, which is pretty far away. But if you start walking now, you'll make it in a few days' time, just in time for the meeting. How do you want to proceed?
Prime directive active. Yeah, I start walking towards. I get on a sick chopper, which is actually just a horse.
I just picture you grabbing the reins and revving them.
And I take off. The horse is clearly upset with my weapon.
the horse, which by the way has flames painted on the ass end of it,
Right.
to make it look like it's going fast.
Just a
Eyes
pony
your
top.
weapon warily, but it does submit and begins walking towards Babylon. All right. Next up. The city of Babylon never sleeps, which is perfect cover for a thief. You've been inside the Babylonian headquarters of the conservatory before, but it's still always a thrill. The conservatory tends to overestimate the effectiveness of their magical traps and defenses. Complex magic keypads, unpickable locks, hunter-killer sentinels armed with fireball scrolls at all the entrances and exits, remote scrying lenses with built-in facial recognition spells, blah, blah, blah. All subverted by a 2-minute conversation with a janitor and the excuse of having left something in an office. And they say wizards are supposed to be smart. You rifle through desks, bookcases, and shelves looking for anything valuable you can fence. Wayne, please make an investigation check.
Oh gosh, I didn't have that ready.
What? I have to use my character sheet?
I didn't anticipate it. You didn't make Baco roll anything. Sorry.
Yeah, you did.
I
You
made
didn't
a
even
roll
roll
initiative.
initiation.
Investigation
Oh my.
Yep.
Wait, I just want to point out you told me I'd
or
go
perception?
second, just to be clear.
I thought you were, but when I ordered it, it was you first. It's
Perception.
investigation.
Okay.
Investigation 13. Not bad. You find 25 GP worth of gems that you can fence later. So mark that down on your character sheet.
Oh, sick.
While investigating, you also find a nice signet ring. It's a nice souvenir, if nothing else. Wouldn't hurt to take it, right?
Okay. Yeah. I'm
As you're
gonna
getting-
take it, and I'm gonna
Okay.
leave behind a dart in its place.
Is there anything special about this dart, or is it just like a dart you found in a bar?
It's pretty cool looking.
Okay. As you're getting ready to leave, you hear the door open and make for the window. You look back just in time to see an old man with a long gray beard and a blue cloak, obviously the faculty member who owns this office, standing at the door, mouth agape. He yells for a guard and dashes towards his desk. Out the window you go and into the alley. Make an athletics check. 17. You do a somersault in midair and stick the landing just beside a dumpster that you would have fallen into had you missed your athletics check. The main street of Babylon is about 200 yards away through a maze of alleys and back streets. You hear a high-pitched whine making its way closer to you. Thropter drones, most likely. Small, nimble flying scouts the size of birds, equipped with scanning devices. If they find you, the hunter-killer sentinels won't be far behind. You're standing in an alley right now. Typical scenery that you might expect surrounds you. How do you want to handle your predicament?
Can I duck behind a corner and like turn my coat inside out real quick to like change my appearance?
Make a stealth check with advantage. 16. Thinking
Might have to
quickly.
run a different strategy, Snake.
Thinking quickly, you duck behind the dumpster and turn your coat inside out to hide from the drones. You almost whiff it completely as you almost slip on a puddle of urine, but you save yourself at the last moment, blending into the shadows seamlessly. The Thropters fly by and are none aware. You make your way out into the main street. Demons, humans, elves, dwarves, all the mortal races mingle and brush past each other amidst a sea of artificial lights. You easily blend into the crowd while Thropters hum overhead, probably still scanning for you. You reason that if they're looking for you from above, it might not be a bad idea to get something to cover your head. You see a rather intimidating-looking dwarf up ahead wearing a respectable pile of hats, the perfect disguise. Make a sleight of hand check, please, with advantage.
Oh man, I wanted to talk to the dude.
Did you say pile of hats or hat?
Pile of hat? It's the single one.
Yeah, no, I'm aware.
You said sleight of hand.
Yeah, sleight of hand check with advantage, please. 29.
Only you noticed.
So describe how you take this guy's hat and what you say to him, if anything.
Okay, so I'm gonna walk up to him. I'm gonna be like, shit, where'd that go? Be like, what I need to do is get the whole city drunk. Yeah. Does he say anything?
Drunk?
Yeah.
You say drunk?
Yeah. If I could get everybody drunk, think how much happier the city would be. And like while I'm gesturing, I like grab his hat.
He walks away like grumbling about mendicants always wanting to get
and I
drunk
drop
and
the
being
ring in his
alcoholics.
pocket.
As you slip quietly into the crowd wearing your new hat, you hear a voice exclaim from behind you, "What? Who? Which one of you has my..." And then the voice trails off. You risk a glance and see your new dwarf friend eyeing the signet ring you slipped into his pocket. He looks around warily and then makes a beeline out of the crowd, clearly in a hurry to get somewhere. It's nice when folks appreciate a good trade. Inside the hat,
It wasn't
you
even
find...
a nice ring, that was.
Inside the hat, you find a note. It's an invitation to go do a job. You wander down the main street of Babylon reading the letter, and you see that the meeting is happening pretty soon. Today, in fact, this evening. You look up and see that you're standing right in front of the tavern mentioned in the letter. How do you want to proceed?
Boy, probably this is a lucky hat. Might as well go to this meeting.
All right.
Oh yeah, it's the lucky hat, huh?
I ain't never died in that hat.
Wait, Whitey, I would just like to point out, why did you put the picture of the robot from RoboCop 2 that shoots itself in the head because it doesn't want to live anymore? For my picture.
I'm trying to figure out what my picture is.
It's just a dude standing in the streets, like a busy street or whatever. All right, so I'm totally improvising on your scene, Bailey, because I didn't have time to write anything. So sorry about that. So you are walking through the streets of Babylon as well. It's evening. The same kind of scenery surrounds you as in Keel's scene. There are lights, a lot of people in the crowd walking down the main street, visiting different businesses. As you're walking through the streets, some people occasionally stop to look at you. As Sentient Fox, what does your character look like, first of all? You describe
My character is a sentient fox that has backpacks, and I am a brownish orange color, and the tip of my tail is white.
Okay. A fox carrying backpacks.
With 4 boots on.
Okay, now I draw the line. I can't get into this world.
A fox carrying backpacks with 4 boots on is an odd sight, but it's not the strangest thing.
They're like dog backpacks, you know.
Yeah, sure. Do you have doggles as well?
Yeah, I do.
Toggles.
Yeah, see, that stuff's fine, but the boots, what the hell?
As you're walking through the street, someone brushes past you, and then you feel this person step on your tail. You both whip around to face each other, and he looks at you and says, "Watch where you're going, stupid fox."
Surely you're not talking to me.
I am, and I wasn't aware you were going to talk back.
You need to apologize right now.
I'm certainly not taking any back talk from a lower life form.
Lower life form, and then I fly up like 10 feet.
Okay, so you're looking down at this guy. Make an intimidation check.
Why is this the best scene?
Where's this taking place?
Now, I said, surely you weren't talking to me, and apologize.
Make an intimidation
I'll
check.
make an intimidation.
Oh, I thought you were talking to you.
No.
Okay, I didn't.
Hey, Whitey, where's this taking place at? Like the forest or
Click
something?
on-
It's in
Okay.
the main
There you go.
street of Babylon, the same place Keel was.
Oh, okay.
21. As you fly up in the air, you see this guy he backs away from you warily, and he starts looking around. The people who are moving through the street kind of stop and look up at you as well as you shout down to this guy to apologize. He looks around at the crowd, who are now looking between you and him, trying to figure out if something is going to break out here. And he says, Okay, take it easy. I'm not looking for any trouble from some magic fox. He turns around and, with a dismissive gesture, he says, "Tail doesn't even look that good anyways."
Whoa.
I was just gonna bark right there, but then I thought that was unwarranted. So he's walking away from me.
He's turned his back to you. He's walking away. The crowd is still kind of vaguely looking at you and him, trying to see if anything's going to happen.
Alright, I'm gonna fly directly above him,
Okay.
and then I'm going to cast Minor Illusion to make my sound come from the ground where I was standing
Okay.
to grab his attention. And I'm
Okay.
gonna just be like, oh shit, I forgot how I did it. There you go.
Scared the cat.
I just bark like that.
He
You okay?
whips around, and everybody looks at where the sound came from. Obviously, the crowd can see you, but they're looking for the other fox that was in your previous location. And when he sees that there's nothing there, he whips around through the crowd, frantically looking for the source of that noise, and then he just takes off running.
I want to just swoop down and just tail whip him.
Okay. You swoop down, you tail whip him. He go ahead and make an unarmed strike. Actually, we'll do it this way.
I don't know what that means.
So roll 1d20 plus strength.
Hey,
-1.
Keel, your character's pretty cool. Don't show up to the streets of Babylon tomorrow.
Oh.
So you miss, but as he's running, he trips on a broken piece of cobblestone. He scrambles to his feet, but in the chaos, some of the things he's carrying in his pockets spill out, and you see on the ground some money. There's a couple of pieces of paper. There's a set of dice.
What's the guy doing now?
He just books it into an alley.
Okay. As he's running away, I yell, "You better respect my tail!"
You don't hear a response.
And then I go up to all the stuff he dropped and smell it. Make sure
Okay.
it's not sketchy or nothing.
It does not smell sketchy. You can mark down on your character sheet plus 2 gold, 5 silver, 5 copper. You have a set of playing dice, and there is a note that might be of interest to you. The
How
note
much
is a
money?
letter for a job,
How much?
and the meeting is happening tonight, and there is a large cash reward if you complete the job successfully. You
Whoa.
look up and you see a man with a respectable pile of hats entering a tavern, which just so happens to be the same tavern that the meeting is happening.
I think you should have plugged Baco in there instead of me. But
And then right after, the scariest cyborg you've ever seen.
I'm gonna recount the money real quick, and then go
Okay.
into the tavern after recounting the money.
2 gold, 5 silver, 5 copper.
Okay. I'm gonna be like, "Ooh, that's a cool hat. I wonder if anybody's ever died in it." And then I follow it.
All right. So. Okay. So. All 3 of you walk into this tavern, and you are holding notes. So this tavern is, it's not the biggest bar ever. It's spacious enough. There's a good crowd for this time in the evening, this day of the week. So the music is playing in a corner. There are a couple bartenders. You look at the notes, each of you, and it says on the notes that you should ask for a man named Faust by name from the bartenders. Anybody can speak up here if you want
Wait,
to
so
do
what are we
anything.
doing? We're walking up
So
to
you're
the bar?
you're in this bar, Kane's Rock in Babylon. Your note that you've picked up says to ask for a man named Faust. Ask the bartenders for a man named Faust.
My robot boy walks up to the bartender and let's see. Hold on, give me a second. I usually just chant the mantra for Doom. In the first stage. Okay, there we go. I got it. Do you know Faust?
The bartender looks up at you in shock and almost breaks the glass he's polishing. He sees your form and he just points while staring directly into 2 of your optics at a man wearing a red. He only has 2 eyes.
Oh yeah, shit.
At a man wearing a red robe sitting in a corner of this tavern in a private booth. The shadows kind of, playing off his features, and the booth only being lit by a candle sitting on the table.
All right. So my robot just walks over to the guy in robes.
Okay.
Pulls out a chair, sits down, and he says, "Observation. You are Faust."
Wayne, you see a absolutely intimidating figure ask the bartender a question and then move to sit down in a corner. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna walk up to the bartender and be like, "Oi, Gancho. What?
Huh?
Can I get 2?
Yeah, sure. What's the going price for a beer? 1 silver.
No. Harder than that.
Oh. Well, we got a couple of whiskeys on.
Yeah, 2.
All right. He 2 silver for the cheap stuff, or 4 silver for the expensive stuff.
He slaps down 8 silver.
Oh, you want that stuff? He pulls out 2 shot glasses and a bottle that contains what can only be described as black ichor. It's thick, like sludge when he pours it. He hands you both shots and collects the 8 silver.
I down one and
It
give
tastes
him
like tastes like
give him the
motor
glass.
oil.
And I look at it. I go, So, Gancho, you know everybody named Faust around here?
Faust is a popular guy tonight. He points to the robot and the
Shit.
man in the crimson robe sitting at the table.
He's the guy in armor?
Man,
Damn.
he better not be.
Oh, I slide him a gold, and then I walk away.
Collects the gold and puts it under the bar, giving you a wink as he does so.
I carry over my whiskey as well.
Bailey, what's your character's name?
I don't know. I needed a fox name that started with F.
Fox McCloud.
Faye.
So I went with Faye.
Faye. All right. So Faye, you see this scene: 2 people almost in line going up to the bartender. You see the interaction between Wayne and the bartender. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna go up to the bartender.
Okay. He looks at you and he just kind of nods and says, "Fox with doggles. Not the strangest thing I've seen in here."
What is the strangest thing you've seen?
Talking fox with doggles. How can I help you?
Have you any apples, barkeep?
He goes into a barrel off to the side of the bar and pulls out 1 green apple and gestures at you, asking, "How many do you want?"
That was a clever reference, by the way.
3.
He sets 3 apples down on the bar and says, 3 copper.
Dude's handing out apples.
I pay him.
He accepts the coins and you obtain 3 green apples.
Okay, I eat one real quick.
Okay.
And then I put the other in my mouth and the other in my bag, and then I go check out that cool hat. Follow cool hat, dude.
Okay. So you all sit down at Faust's table.
Dude, Faust needs to go see a doctor.
He nods to each one of you as you sit, seemingly unfazed by your different appearances. It seems he expected a rather unusual crowd to be gathered here tonight. The shadows seem to grow around this table, giving you the illusion of privacy. Even though the tavern is decently lively, it feels like you're in a very secluded setting. The music seems to fade away into the background, and Faust's voice grows louder relative to your surroundings. The shadows seem to grow longer, the light seems to dim. As he speaks, he says, "Seems that we can get started. I'm assuming that you've answered my invitation, and you know why I've gathered you here today. You who've answered my call represent a unique combination of skill, daring, and desire, which I and my benefactor find most promising. As I said in my original letter, your task will be to collect an artifact called the Key of Royalty. Your reward for this task will be 10,000 GP each.
Whoa, that's a lot of apples.
The price, of course, reflects both the difficulty in undertaking this task, as well as the discretion you will use when retrieving the item. It is not important to you what this artifact is, or why my benefactor, who shall remain nameless, desires it. It is only important that on successful delivery, you will receive your reward." And as he says reward, the shadows darken and flicker even more, and his voice kind of takes on a sinister undercurrent. "In order to retrieve the item, you will need to descend into Bor. I and my benefactor do not know where exactly the artifact may be located, but we do have a contact who can provide you with more information. There is a demon of minor nobility named Aim. If you approach him and give him the passphrase, "Seek heaven through violence." He will give you the information you require, on my and my benefactor's behalf. In order to enter Bor and reach Aim, you will need these. And he takes out of his robes 2 stones, a white one and a black one, the size of pebbles. Some of you may recognize these stones. The black is called Thummim, which will open a portal into Bor. Specifically, this portal will be into Hell 54, where you may locate Aim. The white is called Urim, which will open a passage out of Bor. Each stone will work only once and be consumed on use. You must use them wisely. I myself have never been to Bor, and so I am unable to tell you what to expect. But I advise you to prepare yourselves for a long journey. My employer has authorized me to give you 300 GP each, up front, for any expenditures you may face along the way, and any preparations you may need. Each of you can mark down 300 GP in your character sheets.
Can you tell me what the passphrase is again?
Yeah,
Seek
It is.
heaven through violence.
that is the one.
Yeah, get smart. Okay, so here's my question. What was the other color stone?
Black and
So
white.
the one is black and the other one is white. Yeah.
Black. I got white, but not black.
The
White.
black
I like
one.
just,
So
I like how you just didn't guess it. You're like,
for your
Type of
notes,
fuchsia.
and actually, so this is the whole thing, and you can mark it in you have it in your journals. So
Hey,
now I will be most happy to answer any questions you may have.
Whitey, I have a question for you.
I have a question.
wait, hold on, time out.
Do we get
Time
300
out.
GP in addition to the 300 starting GP, or?
Yippers.
Okay.
Look at me who hasn't spent any of it.
You bought beer. I have a question. You're asking us to get an item that you won't tell us what it is and you don't know where it is.
That is correct.
That sounds like a waste of my time.
That is why I offered such a high reward, of course.
You gotta give me something to work with here.
I believe I have. The demon Aeon will have more information for you.
So if I don't like what he says, are you gonna come after me for these 300 gold, or like?
The 300 gold is yours to keep as an advance, in good faith that you will retrieve the item for my benefactor.
Oh, okay.
I'm starting to think that good faith only goes so far if someone's asking about it.
All right, gotcha.
Look, I'm just saying, if I gave somebody $300 and they're like, "Yeah, but I don't have to do this, right?" I'd be kind of concerned. I'm just saying.
All right, gotcha.
I didn't sign a contract, so like I say, let's just do it.
How do we get to Bor?
Aim will tell us.
Is there like a gateway? Do we gotta take like?
He points at the stones.
Yeah,
and he
the
says,
stone.
Some of you may recognize these stones.
The black one is called Doom. It gets you in there. The white one saves you and gets you out. You can only use each of them one time.
You're telling me these stones just teleport us?
Wait, I have a question. Have you used these stones before?
Mm,
Do we have to hold hands or all be touching the stone?
only one person must attune themselves to the stone.
So only one.
The portal will open and close very rapidly.
Portal.
Okay,
So you must go through immediately.
It does say portal, but I didn't assume, you know. Thank you for your that. See, that helps. See, you work with us, we work with you. We got your item.
Like all right, cousin. You were just talking about ditching it for the money, and now you're talking about working with him.
I'm just trying to get some info.
I downed the other part of my whiskey.
More motor oil. Any more questions?
Yeah.
Whoa, hi.
Not you. All right. Moving on then.
Nah, Contra, we got it. We'll get your magic key and where are we gonna meet you once we have it?
When you open the portal back from Bor, you will open a portal to me.
So I know this is far-fetched, but do you have any references? Like, how do we know that you're not gonna just kill us once we get back? I don't.
You will have to take it on good faith.
Do you have any references?
All right. Well, you've been pretty chill, and you haven't I've been kind of trying to piss you off, and it's not working.
Can I
so...
insight check this guy?
So
Mhm.
like,
Go ahead.
I'll do it.
Okay, I don't see shit. Okay.
You are correct. You don't see shit. The whiskey has gotten to your head. Anybody else get an insight check?
I'm just investigating alternate states of sobriety.
Let's see. Hold, give me a
I actually
second.
completely trust him. I mean, he hasn't lied to me. Like, I was like, "Are you gonna just kill us?" And he's like, "I'm in good faith." Like,
I
don't got bad there.
investigate, Whitey.
For what? What do you want to do?
See if
Hey,
this
can I
guy
see
is
what's
full of shit.
Insight
what's
check.
in your pockets?
I-
Damn, dude.
So, what you gather about this guy between the note and what you know from your general knowledge is that what he's saying is legit, but the fact that he won't name his benefactor, the fact that he's like not really giving you any more details other than just use the stones to open a portal and go in and talk to this other demon. He's clearly there. He definitely wants you
can't
to
see
do
that.
something because he gave you the 300 GP as an advance, but he's definitely hiding something. You just aren't sure what it is or if it's malicious in nature.
Okay.
But that those stones are the real deal.
I have a question for the dude.
Go ahead.
All right. So, dude, I believe you and all, but like,
Raise
I
hand.
have Frost man. I believe you and all, and like, I want some money. You want some item, but like, I got a more important question. What do you think of my tail? And then I whip it around and like, just kind of flare it.
I'm gonna say he looks at your tail and he says, "This is a most magnificent tail, becoming one of your stature."
Is he lying?
Do I think he's being honest?
What does your tail actually look like?
It's like an orangish brown.
Is it like a good-looking tail?
Yeah, it's a
you
good-looking
take care of
tail.
it?
It's a
Okay.
good look. Yeah, I lick it all the time.
He's being honest. Yeah, he likes your tail.
Okay, cool. All right.
I have a
So
question.
knowing that I believe you, I whisper over to Cool Hat Dude, and I go, I think he's telling the truth, so we can believe him and everything else he said.
So everyone
Based on
just
this
ignores
one
me,
thing.
huh? Okay. I see.
All
All right, Goncho.
I don't know where you're sitting. I just know I'm next
White-
to Hat Dude.
White, I point at Faust. White takes us to you. Where's Black take us?
I know already.
You're not listening.
I just want to know
Open the
this one
notes, damn
question.
it.
He looks exhausted.
No,
but
I know Black takes us to Bor. I just don't know what part of Bor. It's a big
Dude,
place.
says,
Open the notes.
he says once again, it takes you to Hell 54, where you will need to seek the assistance of a contact of mine named AM.
I genuinely missed that part. I'm sorry.
I was gonna.
I thought you were
actually
doing
say-
a bit.
No, I
No,
thought
I
he was
completely
too,
forgot.
and then I realized he couldn't figure out that it was on the thing, and then I was helping him.
I thought he was just like glossing over the fact that he gave us a thing that
He
teleports us to hell.
He takes out a flask and a shot glass that is inscribed with a demonic face on one side. He sets it on the table in front of you, and from the
I caught
flask
it.
he pours out this green liquor that's luminescent. And he says, "Perhaps you would like a drink."
Oh, is that Horn Eater White?
It is indeed.
Does it smell good?
You have a good eye.
I grab it and I smell it real quick. Or no, wait, I go to reach for it and I stop. I go, cousin, may I partake?
Of course. Be my
I grab
guest.
it. I smell it. Does it smell poisony?
This is like the Iro deadly poison or delectable tea. You're just gonna have to.
It's like right underneath my nose. Can I like perceive this
Yeah.
thing?
Go ahead and do a perception check.
Wait, I think it's...
No, it doesn't smell like poison.
All right, I down it, or no, I sip it.
It
Real quick.
is delicious liquor.
My eyes light up. It tastes like cotton candy made from a baby.
What the hell did you just say? Good lord,
And
man.
then I finish it off.
He turns to HK.
I give him his chop black, by the way.
He gestures. He says, "No, please keep it. A gift."
Whoa.
He turns to HK 1000 and says, "Surely one of your stature understands the importance of the retrieval of this artifact, yes?" And the look he gives you is almost, it's like he knows something.
I don't think HK is capable of understanding human looks. Hold on, let me think.
He, as you're looking at him like blankly, he pulls out from a bag at his side a sword, and it's just a common longsword, and he sets it down, and he says, "I see that you are a collector of fine implements such as these. Please, it would be my honor for you to add it to your collection."
HK 1000 picks it up and just like puts it on his belt for later in case he needs to throw it at something.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna cut the scene here. We're gonna move on because I don't want to stay here all night. So as you are finishing up your conversation with Faust after he gives you the shot on the sword, the two stones are sitting on the table, and the tavern doors slam open. Two figures walk in. They are obviously members of the Concordance, and knights by the look of them. Angels are pure spirit. Their bodies can't exist on the material plane, so they inhabit bodies made of stone. Hulking, intimidating, warlike bodies, standing over 7 feet tall. These two are unadorned, save for their faces carved into grimaces, literally looking down in disgust at those beneath them. One holds up a pendant and incants in celestial. A light fills the room, and various items carried by patrons light up with different hues, including HK 1000's entire body, Wayne's gloves, Faye's boots, the potions you carry in your bag, the two stones, and many items that Faust is carrying. The other knight steps into the center of the tavern. It raises its hand, and there is a sound of thunder. Then, suddenly, it's holding a flaming sword, outstretched. "Be not afraid," the knight speaks in common. "Routine magic item search for contraband." You glance at Faust just in time to see him mouth, "Good luck," to you, and take out a piece of glowing flash paper. He snaps the paper between his fingers, and it ignites. He vanishes, seeming to melt back into the shadows in the booth. Needless to say, if the knights find these stones, there could be trouble. What do you want to do?
Wait.
Are my boots contraband?
Your boots are magic items, and they just cast detect magic.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
so
he didn't say all magical items.
He
just
didn't.
said contraband.
He said routine magic item search for contraband.
Okay, what would be contraband? That's what I'm.
Yeah, we've been here a while. We should know.
You gather the stones would be contraband.
What about my
okay.
boots? Okay, boots are not contraband. I bet I know that.
Yeah, boots are not contraband.
Well, I just decided it.
I'm gonna
Uh,
I'm gonna hide the stones, all discreet, like
HK
in my drink.
1000.
Wait, they glow, don't they?
Yeah, they glow.
Okay, that won't work.
I say to my party, I can make things appear out of nowhere. Hide them.
HK 1000. Oh wait, is this a fight scene? The hell?
It
This is
can be
a
if you do it that
hiding
way.
Well, here's
something
my
scene.
question. Can I just
Really
like
want to fight the angels?
these stones? Can't I just like toss them on the floor and walk out of them? Walk into the portal or whatever?
Is that what you want to try to do?
No, I'm
Yeah,
want to
hold
try
on,
and
hold
spend my
on.
600 gold.
Yeah, I'm not ready to go. I don't got my tail brush or nothing.
All right, is there only one entrance in this place?
Yes. And there might be a back entrance behind the bar.
Okay. Do you have anything I can do?
As you're thinking about this, the two knights, one knight is staying constantly by the door, and the knight with the flaming sword is pointing at patrons and gesturing towards them. As he does so, they stand up, and he motions for them to put their hands up as he pats them down with one hand.
I cast alter self on myself to look like the barkeep.
Okay, you do that. You are now
Wait, the
looking.
barkeep
You
is
now look
here
like
still?
he's behind the bar. Yeah.
Can he see me?
Yeah. Well, yes, but he's looking at the two enormous stone.
Okay, I'm gonna
angels.
do it, but like you guys are gonna hide me. And then I say, let me get those stones.
Okay. Here's their stones. I'm gonna cause a distraction and act drunk, and like stumble on my way towards the angel.
Okay, so
Can they be seen through my like coat?
Faye,
I
you
don't know. Ask
are
Whitey.
Faye,
Wait, can
you
I like
are.
hide these in my coat, or do they shine through coats?
You'll
Or
have
clothes?
to. If somebody makes a perception check for them, they'll. What? Actually, I need to check one thing. Hold on.
Like if I put it in my pocket, is it like visible?
So I think you would know from how detect magic works that they actually get a sense of the magic item as well as being able to see the
Wait,
aura around it.
do they know that I'm a magic fake?
They can see magic. So like right now, your entire body is faintly glowing since you have disguise self cast.
I don't know. I thought they wouldn't like question me if I'm
I
a
can
bar.
just disguise myself because I have a disguise kit.
Yeah.
Hey, if you can hide yourself better, like I mean, let me see your barkeep disguise.
Hey,
I
Whitey.
was gonna cause a distraction.
Go
Oh,
ahead.
okay.
I am going to attempt to dissuade them from checking me out, talking in Celestial.
Okay, so you walk up to the angel holding the flaming sword. I think probably you're about the same size as this angel. So there's just these two enormous figures standing in the middle of this bar, one holding a flaming sword and the other this like amalgamation of different material. What do you say to this concordant knight?
What does Celestial sound like?
I think it sounds like a printer or something.
I kind
Modem.
I agree.
Yeah, modem.
Yeah, I can't do a modem noise.
I
So.
speak celestial as well. It's kind of like
That wasn't picked up at all, but it's okay.
Yeah, the mic
Beep,
is there.
boop, boop, bop, beep. What I thought.
Okay. What do you actually say? You can send it over Discord if you want.
Okay.
I speak celestial, so you gotta tell me too.
I speak undercommon.
I believe so.
Should have been an awoken animal.
I'm
I could have
whispering it.
spoken
I'm
infernal.
talking it under what is it? My breath, so she can't hear.
Okay.
Fair.
Whispering with your giant stone mouth.
Hey, I don't want these stones anymore.
Oh, hold on a second.
I miss my tail. All right, I give them back to you. And then I untransform.
Waiting to hear what.
I had PTSD.
I mean, assume I said more than that because I don't really have a. I'm trying to
Yeah,
push it along.
I get it. Okay. So now I will do a thing.
No, I just like to think Celestials talk like The Sims.
Wait. My hands glow.
Huh?
My hands glow because my
Yeah,
gloves.
your hands do.
I'm just
glow.
gonna hold the items in my hands,
Okay. You're currently holding the 2 stones.
but I'm gonna make it seem like I'm not holding anything with my sleight of hand.
Make a sleight of hand check.
My whole body's glowing, so I feel like I'm gonna get searched regardless.
Okay.
I getting DM'd here.
No, hold on.
Oh.
Sorry, there's a side conversation happening with Baco.
Oh, okay.
Buddy, I don't know that one off the top of my head.
You didn't pick one.
No.
Okay.
Go ahead. Just pick one for me because I'm not.
Okay. So I'm gonna say the Concordant Knight gestures to his partner holding the amulet, who shrugs, and then he turns back to you and speaks in Celestial.
I don't say anything. I just turn around and walk right out the door.
Okay, you leave.
Yeah.
You two. So, do you want to wait to be searched, or do you want to approach the Concordant Knights?
I guess I'll get up and be like, my cousin just left. I gotta go meet him.
As you're walking up, the knight with the flaming sword looks at you and says, "Submit to a search."
All right, but nothing funny. And I look at it.
Okay, so he's going to investigate you. He sees the different magic items, obviously, that are glowing, and he senses them.
Whoa.
He looks at your gloves, and he looks up at you and says, "Of what magic type are your gloves?"
Wait, I actually don't know that.
What do you say?
Wondrous
Though?
item.
If you don't know, what do you say?
Scuff.
Would your character know, or did you just pick them up off the street?
I don't think Wayne would know.
Okay, so what do you say?
What? These my lucky gloves.
Citizen, your lucky gloves are clearly enchanted.
I lick it. I guess.
It's funny, his grimace somehow even grows deeper at you, and he gestures with the flaming sword, "Move along."
So he lets me out?
Yeah.
Okay.
You pass by the Concordant Knight with the amulet, who also grimaces at you with a yellow face.
I catch up to HK.
Okay. And then, Faye, what's up with you? What are you doing?
I'm just chilling.
Okay. So they search through everybody else, and they eventually point to you with the flaming sword. You walk up, and the Concordant Knight grimaces down at you and says, "Submit to a search."
Alright, I was sleeping, sorry.
You're investigated for magic items.
Wait, I
and-
say that in Celestial, by the way.
Okay. The knight kind of like reels back and speaks in Celestial at you. How do you know the Celestial tongue?
I am but a fox that can talk. I know much.
Are you of Elysium?
No.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I'm just looking in your direction. I don't know.
The Concordant Knight gestures to his partner, who takes out a. It looks like it's just a cube, kind of. But when he points it at you, there's clearly like a small aperture at the front. The knight holding the cube says something in some magic phrase in Celestial, and there's a flash of light, and the knight puts the cube back into the box, and the knight holding the sword nearest to you says, "We will keep an eye on you. You are of interest to the Concordance."
Okay, well, as long as you guys like my tail, then I'll come hang out.
Move along, and he grimaces down at you.
Even when your hope is gone.
I move along.
Move
Okay.
along.
You leave, and
Till you make it through.
you just catch the tail, and the Concordant Knights collect any of the contraband that they found and announce to the establishment that they are now contraband free. Praise the Concordance, etc. They
All
leave.
hallowed are the concordance.
They leave and start walking down the main street, the crowd parting for them as they go.
Concordance, we love you.
You three are all standing outside of this bar now, gathered together. You have
Catch up.
the stones in your possession.
Yes, I catch up to HK. Cousin, why did you just go running off without us, man?
One of his eyes looks over at Keel as if to try and understand if he's talking to him or not.
I gesture. All right, Gancho, what's your plan?
The hell's a gacho?
You.
Let's see. Give you a second here. Commentary. Shit. What was I gonna say? HK 1000 is invincible. No angel can destroy HK, which is invincible.
Are
And
you
I-
from Doom?
Well,
Yeah.
that's a.
That's a great feature to have.
Wish I had that feat. All I can
Yeah.
do is act as different people pretty easily. I'm glad to have you on the team, cousin. I'm Wayne, by the way.
He held out his hand to shake hands.
No, I'm not.
Okay. Acknowledged.
Guess we got a fox too.
Yeah, I'm just a fox. My name's Faye. I can fly and talk.
Oh, nice to meet you, cousin. So we got spending money. Do you guys? Whitey, do we know where our shop is?
Oh yeah,
I wanna-
there's plenty of shops all around Babylon, and most of them would be open 24 hours a day, as Babylon is the city that never sleeps. Where would you like to go?
I go to the nearest item shop and I open the door by taking it off its hinges and setting it aside.
The shopkeeper inside is not necessarily elderly, but he's older, has a very nice, well-groomed mustache, white hair, wearing a brown apron, glasses. He looks up as he hears the door cracking off of its hinges and is set aside, and his mouth drops open. He grabs a mace, which begins glowing, and he says, "You're paying for that, whatever the hell you are."
Now look what you done.
Observation. You will try.
Can't take your character seriously sometimes, man.
Time out. I have to be filled in. I don't understand. What is your character from?
He is combining HK-47 from Knights of the Republic with the Doom guy.
The Doom robot?
In the
Or
first
No.
stage, in the first battle.
I'll send you the videos.
Alright,
The
thank you.
shopkeeper-
I need to be filled in here.
The shopkeeper points the mace at you through the doorframe, pulls out a device which is clearly magical in nature, and says, "Last chance, asshole. Put the money on the counter and get out.
Wait, what's he got on me?
Or put my door back."
What's he?
There's a
threatening?
magic glowing mace pointed at you, and he's holding some device in his left hand.
My guy doesn't recognize it, so he walks over. I want to point out there's like you can't just grab a door off its hinges without grabbing the door, and to do that you got to put your fingers through the door frame.
Yeah.
So there are clear imprints where he reached through.
Yeah.
But he picks the door frame up and slams it back into place.
The guy lowers the mace a little, and he says, "I can repair that for 5 gold. You got 5 on you?"
Indeed.
"Okay, then we can do business. Put the 5 on the counter, and let's talk."
Show me your wares.
As you put the money on, or no?
No.
Like I said, money on the counter, and he raises the mace, and he raises
He cocks
whatever
the
is in his
mace.
left hand. Yeah, he racks the mace.
Little shell comes out. HK holds out a bag of money and drops it on the table.
Okay, he lowers his mace and puts the device away. He says, "Okay, well, not the strangest thing I've seen come through the door, but definitely unique. What can I do for you? Concordance?"
Show me your wares.
He gestures to a glass case which has many weapons inside of it. He gestures to a wall behind him that has vials filled with various colored concoctions. On one wall, there are several common martial implements. It seems like any kind of adventuring supplies you might need are inside of this establishment.
Is there any magic items I see?
The case directly below him looks like it has several items that might be magic. What are you looking for in particular, if anything?
Anything that has holy damage or anything like that?
He looks through, and he takes out a glass eyepiece as you're describing what you're looking for. He takes one look at your sword, and he says, "I think I have something you might be able to use." He pulls out a dagger and slaps it on the counter. He says, "This dagger is obviously enchanted. You can see the runes here. And members of the Concordance typically carry ones just like this make. if they're new initiates. I sort of assumed that you would have one already, but I could be persuaded to part with this one for 500 GP.
Let me think here.
What is it?
So he
Magic
wants 500 GP. What does this do?
Do you have Identify?
As a spell?
Or anything that would tell you what this does?
I'm a robot made out of magic. Does that help?
Make a perception check. Or
Okay.
arcane, I guess. Make an arcana check in this case.
Okay.
Would probably be more appropriate.
Uh-oh.
Well, it's clearly celestial made, and that's a good sign. But beyond that, you aren't sure.
I got a question too. If I like take out my welder and just slap this sucker on my sword.
Yes.
You take out your sword and you ask him that question, and he looks at you like you're insane at first, and then he takes a look at the other swords and he says, "Well, I don't think anyone's ever tried to weld a celestial blade into an amalgamation like this before, but I couldn't say. I suspect, though, that it might work."
I offer to give him 300 and he gets to keep his legs as well.
He pulls out the device, holding it in his hand, and he says, "Do you know what this is?"
Do I? I have no
You
idea.
don't.
Do I
You
actually
don't know.
Oh.
You don't know what it is. You have no idea.
I inquire about it and if it's purchasable.
Well, you see, a long time ago, there was an invasion of demons. Now, everybody's talked about the big war, of course, but this one was smaller. Just a few got through, and they caused a lot of trouble for shopkeepers. See, they came through undercover, posing as regular civilians. And what they would do is find an adventuring store like this and use it as their own personal armory. Now, you can imagine that Concordance didn't take kindly to that. So they gave us these devices. What this here is a dead man switch. I drop this, about 10 Concordant Knights are going to show up in this shop in 3 seconds. Out of portals, you know, big flashing lights, flaming swords, the works. And I don't know how tough you are, but I wouldn't mind seeing the Concordance run you through, even if I ain't got any legs.
I ask how much the device is.
This I can't sell to you. But this I can give you for 400 GP. And he points to the dagger.
I give him is it 405 GP.
He smiles and he says, "Thank you kindly for your patronage," and he passes you the dagger.
Right in front of him, I turn my finger into a welding finger like Dr. Eggman.
He watches utterly fascinated as you weld this dagger on. So what happens is you weld it in, and your sword briefly glows a soft gold light. When the light dies down, you feel the weight of it, and it is clearly now a +1 magic blade.
Yeah, okay.
That is currently its only attribute, but you feel something strange about the dagger, and you see the runes that are in it, and you feel like this dagger might have additional capabilities in the hands of someone such as yourself. You just aren't sure exactly what they are.
I just want to throw in some flavor too. It glows at first and then it stops, and then I like knock it with the back of my hand.
It
Then
starts flowing
back
again.
on, yeah.
Yeah, wonders never cease in Babylon. Anything else I can do for you? Whatever the hell you are.
He just walks away. He doesn't even acknowledge him anymore.
Okay then. See
He
you in
opens the
hell,
door the
asshole.
same way and then closes it the same
Puts it
way.
back. Ridiculous.
Anything good in there, cousin?
I don't even know if like my guy would even respond to Keel's character at this point. Like,
Just staring at this sword, like tapping it with the back of his hand.
yeah, well, I mean, he's like, he can focus different eyes in different areas, but like Keel keeps bothering him, and he doesn't give a shit.
I'm a friendly guy.
That's fine. He's a robot. He's got other things.
All right.
He'll nod his head slightly with one eye looking at Keel, and then his one eye will stop looking at him and go back to his sword.
Oh, I got a stoic fella here. All right, I'll crack you. I go in to the same place, normal.
Okay.
Like
So
I
you
saunter
open
up.
the door and you can feel it's like off its hinges and it doesn't work quite right. But you like carefully so it doesn't fall over, like put it back. And the shopkeeper looks up and he says, "Oh, mind the door there, young fella. It's some asshole just busted it."
Oh, okay. I walk up to him.
What can I do you for?
Gotcha. I was looking for something that could offer me a little bit of protection, but not weigh me down a lot. You got anything like that?
Protection, but won't weigh you down. What kind of armor are you wearing these days?
Like I was thinking like bracers.
Bracers. Let's see. He rummages around underneath his shelf and he stands up and he calls into the back. He says, "Schwart! Schwart!" And this kid comes running out. He looks like he's about
I need
12
to
years
meet
old.
Short.
This kid comes running out, 12 years old. He's got glasses, braces on. He says, "Yeah?" He says, the old man says, "See if we got any bracers in the back for the man. Magic, enchanted, something with protection on them." And Schwart says, "Okay." And he runs back into the back of the shop. You hear the most diabolical collection of clanging and noise and yelling that you have ever heard in your life. There's a chicken sound at one point somehow.
I just glance at the shopkeep and then glance away, like that side glance from that meme.
Yeah. He just shrugs and he's like leaning casually on the counter. The noise continues for a little while and he pulls out a pipe and he says, "You smoke?" And he starts packing his pipe with tobacco and lights it.
I just raised my
tobacco.
flask. I just take a long swig.
Cheers. And he puffs on his pipe a little. The noise eventually dies down and Schwart comes running out and he has a set of bracers. He runs out and he puts them on the counter and says, "I got these. This is all we got in bracers." And the old man pats him on the head and says, "Go back in the back."
God.
He turns.
Jeez.
You can tell he works for minimum wage.
He turns to the bracers on the counter and he picks up an eyepiece and he looks at him and says, "Been a long time since I saw these. He must have really dug them out of the archives. Let's see here.
Already found a chicken.
Well, it seems these will."
No comment.
And he describes the effect of the bracers. What they are is they'll give you resistance to elemental damage, fire, ice, and thunder damage, and they will also increase your AC by 1.
Whoa.
Now, are we thinking the elemental damage will come in handy in a certain down under place?
You mean Bor, of
Australia.
course. The most down under of all places.
Yeah.
Well, I expect that since they give you resistance to fire, and Bor tends to have its share of that, they might come in handy for you. Now, I can let these go for, let's see.
Hey, Keel.
Suppose 275 GP for the bracers. I can let you have them.
Okay. You got any health potions you could throw in
Yes,
at a
of
discounted
course.
price?
Oh, at a discounted price. Well, you
Because
might
I'm
have to
buying in
do.
bulk here.
You might have to do something for me if we're talking about discounts. Is that
What does
something you
that
might be
mean?
interested in?
What do you got?
He goes up on a shelf and he pulls down 3 common health potions, and then he pulls out a what's the next one up? The potion of more healing.
I know which one you're talking
Oh,
about.
heal.
I'll look it up later.
So he sets down the 3 common health potions, and then he sets down the more healing one, whatever it is, and he says,
Greater healing.
these 3 commons I can do for 50 GP each, and the greater I can do for 100 GP. Now, I can't haggle on the price with you if you're thinking that, because it's the same all over the city. The Concordance enforces it. But they don't enforce, well, if one person were to give a gift to another, that, of course, would not be under the Concordance's purview. Now, you say you're going to Bor, is that so?
Yeah. Got a cousin out there. Lost an item. Gotta help him out.
That's funny. I just so happen to have a cousin who also lost an item in Bor.
No shit.
So it seems we might be able to help each other. Now, I can let you have all of these health potions, which, of course, being in Bor might be a great help to you. For the price of, say, 100 GP. Now, that's quite a steep discount, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I could say.
Now, if I were to do that favor for you, you might have to retrieve, say, this. And he pulls out a picture from his pocket. And it is it looks like a tiara. And it has some notes scribbled in the margins on the paper pointing at different parts of the tiara. And he says, I had a customer, well, he wasn't really a customer, but someone came into the shop and seems he took something that belonged to me. And being that he's in Bor now, he's a little outside of the reach of my abilities to retrieve this item. Now, he's in the capital of Pandemonium, and I'll give you his information so you can find him. And if you could get this item back for me, I'd be most appreciative. You can just drop it at the Concordance. Go ahead.
Is the item in Bor, or is it
It's in Bor. Yeah, it's
Okay.
in Pandemonium, which is the capital of Bor.
Oh, I thought we were in Babylon. That's right.
We are in Babylon, yeah. So
Okay, keep going. Sorry.
if you grab this item, retrieve it for me, and drop it off at the nearest Concordance headquarters in Pandemonium, well, then we'd call it square. However, I'm going to need some collateral from you, of course, to know that you're trustworthy enough to do this job for me.
Well, cousin, that sounds like a great deal. What collateral are you looking for?
Well, you have any items you might be able to part with, or...
All right, let me look through my equipment because I don't know what I have.
Okay.
Well, I got this dueling cane and this nice set of dice.
He takes a look at the cane
and I
the
roll the
dice.
dice, and they roll onto a 7.
Okay.
By the way,
He takes a look at the cane and the dice. They're both magic, aren't they?
the cane is not. The
dice
dice are
is.
loaded.
So he looks at the dice and he says, the Concordance has a system set up just for an occasion such as this, actually. And he takes out a small box from underneath the counter, and he sets it down and he says, I can imprint your, well, soul is a drastic word, but something like that, onto these dice. And let's say you have, I don't know, a month to retrieve my item. Now, if you don't, I can take your, well, soul is a drastic word, but your soul to a concordance office, and they'll be more than happy to track down someone who's in debt. Is that something you might be interested in?
I'm always in debt, so those cousins can come find me wherever they want.
All right, then put your thumb on this box, and it will imprint your soul onto these dice. And I'll keep the dice around. If you find my item,
Do I get the cane sword? Dueling
you get the
cane
cane
bag?
sword back. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he hands you that bag. He says, if you
Okay.
find my item, drop it off at the concordance. I'll pick it up, and you can pick up your dice.
Sick. How much gold did I lose for the bracers
Dude,
and
total,
the thing?
you lose 375 GP.
Okay. And how many potions did I get again?
You get 3 potions of healing and 1 potion of bigger healing. And you are soul bound to retrieve this man's item, which you have the details about. I will write those details and send them to you later.
Please DM me them.
He, as you are collecting your items, he rolls the dice, and instead of rolling 7s, they roll double 1s. And he says, "Pleasure doing business with you."
Wait, how'd you do that?
He doesn't say anything. He just puts them away.
Wait a minute. Is my soul that heavy?
I don't know, man. I don't weigh souls here.
I just wave at him. Well, I'll catch you later, Gancho.
Pleasure doing business with you.
What is that bracer, by the way?
I will send you the details on the bracer.
Okay. And then the last thing I'm gonna do is send 240 gold in an envelope to someone.
Okay. Let me
To
note
someone?
all this stuff down.
Yeah.
Scotch, what are you doing?
Right. Anything else anybody wants to do?
Well, I want to buy stuff too.
Okay. You
Go in the same shop.
nudge open the door, and it barely remains on its hinges. The shop owner is still putting away the stuff from Keel's transaction. He looks at you, and he says, "Fox with doggles. Not the strangest thing I've seen."
Is this the only thing she's getting as an intro?
What did I say last time? Oh.
I'm just saying, I thought the boots were weird, but the guy was getting stuck on the doggles.
What is the weirdest thing?
Hell is a
you
doggle.
Talking Fox with doggles. How can I help you?
Oh, cool. Hey, I was wondering if you had some apples and some other stuff. I gotta go on a mission.
I think I have something you might be interested in.
Yeah, I could use some better like goggles or like maybe some like tail fluff or like you know.
He turns around and says, "Schwart!
Damn, I forgot to
Schwart!"
tip the short kid.
I forgot to tip Short. Short comes running out and he says, "What? What is it now?" "Get the horn!"
Get the horn.
Short runs into the back, and you hear some clamoring, and Short comes running out, and what he's holding is this. It's like a horn of plenty, like from Thanksgiving.
Whoa! Get it.
He
Any
sets
cost,
it.
Bailey's fine paying it.
He sets it on the counter, and the old man says, "All right, into the back with you." Short runs back into the back, and the man sticks his hand into the horn and says, "Apple." And he pulls out the juiciest,
Holy shit.
best looking
I got ripped
apple
off.
you have ever seen in
Oh
your
my
life.
god.
What? How'd you do that?
Go ahead. Say something into the horn.
Strawberry.
One single perfect strawberry rolls out of this horn.
Strawberry. Yes.
You did not see what she just did, but it was pretty hype.
That was pretty hype. He says, "Go ahead, taste it."
I eat it, and it's good.
You are blessed. You obtain the effects of bless.
Oh, nice.
Wait, is that an actual thing?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
It is when you make an attack roll or a saving throw before the spell ends. You can roll a d4 and add that number to the attack roll or saving throw. So the way this works is you get one instance of bless, non-stackable. The horn has 3 charges, and it will regain 1d4 charges at sunrise each day. You've used 2 of them, so it only has 1 left. And then if it goes down to 0 charges, it doesn't get destroyed or anything. You just can't use it until it regains charges the next day.
What's the... Okay, cool.
So you interested in it?
Yeah, how much is this?
Well, this is obviously a very powerful magic item, so
I mean,
can
it makes
part with
apples,
this
so yeah.
for 350 GP.
What? Oh,
350.
that guy charged me more for my dagger. That thing makes
Okay,
apples.
okay. I'm
Your
interested.
dagger is better.
That's arguable.
So do you?
So, like,
spend the money?
I'll definitely want that, but, like, this mission I'm talking about, I might, like, not be able to get apples anymore after it. So, like, this is great, but, like, I got more money. Have you got any other, like, goggles or, like, tail decoration?
Wearing goggles.
he looks at your goggles and he says, "I might have something that can help you." He rummages around a little bit and he pulls out a set of goggles. And I need to look something up. Hold on.
Look, I'm just saying, Bailey's getting an infinite bounty.
It's not infinite. It can
And I
only give
get
you
I
3.
get a glow stick.
You can only get 3.
Oh.
I mean, all I got were some bracers to make me resistant to being slightly warm.
He pulls
All you
out
need those for.
a set of goggles and he sets them on the counter. And you can see they're like, your goggles are fine, they're functional, but these are like, they seem to almost shine. Like the lenses have that nice like coating, and they look very durable.
What color are they?
What color do you want them to be?
Purple.
As you say that, the lenses shift to purple. He says, "Go ahead, try them on."
I put them on.
While wearing them, you have advantage on perception checks that rely on sight.
Can I see okay out of them?
Yeah, very well.
Are they fashionable? Like, how do they make my tail look when I'm wearing them? I asked this to the shopkeep.
He pulls out
You could
a
just stand
small
up.
mirror and sets it on the counter, and he says, "See for yourself." And it looks good. I mean,
Cool. I do like 3 little twirls, and I go, all right. So, like, how much we talking for both of these fashion accessories?
I could part with these for both. I could do 650 GP.
All right. So I have my tail feathers. and I have like 602 gold, and I can sing you a song and fly around.
Oh, performance.
Yes.
He pulls out a small cube, and it has a lens on it, and he says, he presses it and says, "Whenever you're ready, make a performance check."
Dang. Wait, are you improv this? Because this is pretty good.
21. So, what song do you sing? Is it something well known or something that he maybe hasn't heard before?
Oh, something well known for sure.
Okay, so you sing a very popular pop song. Your dance routine is flawless. It works with the song perfectly. He's tapping his feet at the end of it, and Schwart comes out of the back and like peeks around. You can see him watching as well. After your performance is done, he clicks the top of the cube again and says, 600, we'll call it even.
All right, good doing business with you.
You collect your magic items and hand him the gold, and he sets the cube down behind the counter.
Cool. As I walk, as I'm walking out, I say, "All right, if I become famous, let me know."
Will do. And you'll know.
All right, I walk out.
Okay. Anything else anybody wants to do before we move on?
No, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay.
What's this apple horn called?
I don't have a name for it, so just go ahead and call it whatever you want. You take the black stone in hand and feel its power begin to attune to you. It takes about 60 seconds for this item to attune. But when you do, you instinctively feel that if you will it, you can open a portal into Bor. You do so, and a portal opens in front of you. It's cold. It's like you have ice water running in your veins, and as you walk through, the sensation passes. Instantly, you're assailed by a blast of hot air and the smell of brimstone. You find yourself in a marketplace. Demons of all shapes and sizes mill through the
we got ripped
crowded
off.
and noisy scene, eyeing wares or else standing behind stalls, bartering and shouting their inventory to any who
Could have
will
bought
listen.
hell items. I didn't know we were gonna.
Some demons jostle past you while others steer clear and give you a wide berth. Beyond the market, you see tall buildings made of stone dotting the landscape and disturbing the skyline. Some are inlaid with enormous bones from creatures that must have been hundreds of feet tall, which are now being used as support structures. Beyond those buildings, you can see mountains in the distance. Some are topped with snow. Others appear to be ever burning, with enormous fires 1,000 feet tall. The sky is cast in a deep, opaque, orange-red color, as though it's eternally sunset, although you can see no sun. Ahead of you, about 50 yards, reads a sign which has been heavily graffitied with rude drawings. You can still see the original text in ever-burning letters, which reads, "Welcome to Hell 54." Okay, that's it. That's where we're going to end it today.
Wow.
I will
Wow.
share the map for Hell 54 in 1 second as soon as I fucking find it.
That's where we're gonna spend most of our time.
Yeah.
No. It is one place in a very big region. So you might spend some time here, you might spend very little time here. It's kind of up to you. So you should have the map of Hell 54, like the city map or whatever, with the points of interest. I owe Keel information on his soulbound mission and his bracers, and I have noted that Bailey did a performance which has been recorded, and there might be something that comes of that later on. Baco, I owe you nothing. Get fucked.
Yeah, I knew it!
So the next session I'm not going to schedule right now because I'm not sure when I'm going to be available to do it. Most likely it will be either the 21st or the 28th, but I need to see what I'm doing either of those times. I will at the group in D&D when I figure out what's going on, and it'll be at the same time on a Tuesday, either way. Baco, if you can make the recording available in a public place, that'll help me out because I can rewatch it if I need to, since it kind of serves as notes.
Yeah, no
And
problem.
I think that is everything I have for you tonight. So thanks for showing up. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and we will see you when the next session is scheduled.
Thanks,
Will you
Whitey.
be around
Thanks,
after the
Whitey.
show?
For a meet and greet?
Yeah.
I will not, actually. I need to take a shower.
You gotta sign autographs, dude.
Gotta sign autographs.
No. Let him take a shower. Trust me.
Yeah, I
I
gotta.
want a smelly autograph.
Oh.
Disgusting. So yeah, talk to you guys later though. Thanks.
Whitey.
Bye.
Me.